So much time had passed since the last time I smelled the man sitting across from me. To call him pungent wouldn't be quite accurate. It was like someone had struck a match and a hint of something else. "Haven't you gotten enough from me?" I lifted my glass of alcohol to my lips. The man's voice came back at me smooth as silky and harsh as sandpaper. "Well, today things are different. It is I who needs your help." Here I thought I was the blind one. Years ago I was down on my luck and called on this man in exchange for my soul. One detail they leave out is that this can only be accomplished by removing your eyes, the vessels of your soul. "What do I get out of this?" I asked. The man wasted no time with his response. "Freedom." I stumbled back off the chair as my vision abruptly returned. Even in the dimly lit bar, I had to shield my eyes. I could see. I could see. I heard the creaking of wood as the man climbed up from the chair. He held out his hand to help me up. The long black nails scratched my wrist as I accepted his help. "Nice to see you again, Lucifer," I said as I stared into his pitch-black eyes. "No need to be formal with me. This is a simple trade just like before." He sat back on the chair. As Lucifer took a drink, I pulled a locket out of my pocket. Even though my vision had been gone for years, I carried a picture of my family with me everywhere. After I sold my soul, I left them for their own protection. Now I could see the beautiful faces of my wife and daughter again. Lucifer began to speak. "Another client of mine has violated our terms. I need you to take care of them." I stifled a laugh. "So you think I'm an assassin?" "I know the rules anyway. If I take their life, my soul will just be yours again." "No, the terms don't apply today. Heaven is blind," Lucifer replied. I stared at the locket again. Finally, I could return to my family. Things could be normal again. I could already see the look on my daughter Haley's face as she saw me again. "I'll do it," I said. Lucifer smiled and raised one hand to my forehead. The scent of the night air filled my nostrils as my body arrived at its destination. In front of me stood a small house. All of the street lights were off as well as the neighbors' lights. As a matter of fact, the night was unnaturally dark. I began walking slowly towards the house, a long dagger in my hands. Lucifer was still extremely old-fashioned in his methods apparently. The front door squeaked ever so slightly as I entered the dark house. Cinnamon could be smelled in the air. I dodged shoes and toys as I made my way towards the stairs. I stopped at the foot of the stairs as I saw that someone was asleep on the couch. A child. "Sick fuck," I whispered under my breath. How was I any better than him though? If I didn't do this, I'd go back to being alone and blind, drinking my life away. That was reason enough for me to continue. I ascended the stairs. I entered the room where my victim lay sleeping. Inching closer and closer to the bed, I raised the dagger. I loomed over the mound of blankets and plunged the dagger downward as hard as I could. Moonlight illuminated the room the very second the dagger struck, no more unnatural darkness. Then I caught sight of my victim and staggered back as my heart sank. It was my wife. Her eyes were open and she was fully conscious as I embraced her bleeding body. She turned to me and smiled. A smile laced with pain. "John, I can't believe it's really you." She was still smiling. "I'm so sorry, my love." I was still fighting back tears. The room soon became illuminated as though by fire. I turned to see Lucifer standing by the doorway. Anger built up inside me and I charged at him. He lifted a hand and I stopped in my tracks. "We had a deal, and so did your wife and I. All she wanted was for you to see each other once again. She knew it would come at a price." His voice seemed to fill the whole room. I would have never agreed to this. I yelled at him. Lucifer laughed. "It was your choice not to ask questions. Now I really must be leaving, John." Lucifer crossed the room and approached my wife. She turned to me and smiled once again as a single tear rolled down her cheek. "I love you, John." She blew me a kiss. Lucifer raised a hand to her face and I watched her soul leave her eyes. Her breathing stopped. The room illuminated once again as Lucifer vanished, leaving me alone in the room.